981, and the hashtag is Grapevine 981. All right, let's dive straight into an artist who is having, I think, a good time, at least in the UK. Now, Burna Boy's Love Damini has been certified silver in the UK. There's singles on there like Common Person, Different Sizes, and Vanilla, and they've worked very well to give him this silver album.
Yeah. So silver album in the UK is actually 60,000. If it sold 60,000 copies. So and I mean that's impressive. I don't think we get that a lot like that. I mean we can count the number of artists that have actually gained that level of should I say prominence or achievement in Nigeria. So I mean it's a big deal. I mean for a lot of the records we have is usually for singles, not for the whole album. But this one's actually a big deal. I mean shout out to him and congratulations to him. I mean Afrobeat, should I say, still winning.
All right.
Yes, I mean, I don't think it has stopped winning for the past 5 years actually.
Yeah.
Burna just seems to be the most what's the word now? I think he's the most successful of our exports, Afrobeats are exports, at least in the UK. I think the US used to be Davido, I think, back in the day. But I don't know, I'm not longer sure where that stands. But yeah, I think for the UK, Burna Boy is the man.
So are we getting to the point where we think Burna Boy is now like more of an international artist than a Nigerian artist?
No, he has always been.
He has always been. I think he has always
Yeah.
felt that way too. I think he had that interview back in the day where people were unhappy because he said he was what's the holiday? He said yes. No, he said no. He said people in Nigeria did not really like him so much until he decided to get the
international
validation.
attention.
He
yes.
said that people said he was lying, but I think he was saying the truth actually. I think he was correct.
Okay. Still on Burna Boy, another person who is winning. The NBA has confirmed that Tems, Rema, and again Burna Boy will be part of the lineup of performers for the All-Star Game. Now, the All-Star Games in the NBA is a massive, massive thing for Americans, and we're having not just one, not two, but three Nigerian artists again on the lineup.
Yeah, I mean the All-Star halftime game is like the Super Bowl of basketball, we say so.
Yeah.
Or like the close or opening or performance at the closing of the World Cup, FIFA World Cup and stuff. It's like a big deal. Everybody, I mean, most basketball fans will be watching it. It's like the finals or something.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. I mean, this is definitely the first time we have a Nigerian or maybe an African on that, that will be on that stage. So it's a big deal. And then we have like, the giants, Burna Boy, Tems, Rema.
Tems and Rema are not
You
there.
have to give it to them. What's his name? Rema's song was prominent during the World Cup. He was major. They were playing it like all the breaks they had. They were playing it like it was like an anthem during the World Cup. Tems already, we know what's happening right now. Tems is like the hottest chick from Africa right now, as far as the situation is concerned. I mean, that's a Grammy winner, so you have to give it to her. So what's expected? If the likes of DJ Khaled, if the likes of all the superstars, sort of give props to Tems, right now, recent time, there's no way, I mean, it's only proper that the one female that you're going to have on that collection will be Tems, and I think she deserves it. She has worked hard for it.
Yeah, that might be true, but please.
This guy said not
there is one.
Bro.
One giant and two people who are decent. You cannot call Rema and Tems giants. It's just not right.
I think you can call Tems a giant right now.
No, you cannot.
I mean, she is a Grammy winner. She's been featured with a lot of artists across the world.
I'm a big Grammy fan, but I like to draw a distinction between her Grammy and Burna Boy's Grammy. There's a joke. There's a joke online where they say that Grammy is like the Gombody Jam, Gombody Grammy, which is the same one Wizkid has, by the way. So I do not think I do not
same plaque.
I'm not arguing, but the point for me is it is not her song. But anyway, whatever the case is, it's good for her. But I don't think that you can legitimately call Tems and Rema, put them in the same category as Burna Boy. There is one giant at that event and two people who are decent, but no.
I will disagree.
Apparently, I will stand alone on this one, yes. But
you're all alone over there.
I am very, 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 very certain about it.
So let's check the distinction.
But sorry, for me, what is more important is what has happened, or rather, what has happened behind the scenes that has made it possible for 3 Nigerian artists to perform at something like this. I think that's for me, that's what I want to really figure out what exactly has happened. Because back in the day, when Davido, Burna Boy, and Whiskey around like a 3-year period had the record deal with Sony, I don't even think they got this kind of massive exposure to the American public, which is where, if it's entertainment, that's where you want to be. So I'm thinking to myself, so what exactly has needed to happen for this to be the case in 2023? Is it the Grammy for two of the artists having the Grammy? What exactly are we hearing more Nigerian music on American radio? What exactly is happening? Because I was in the US some 2 years ago, and I remember that I only heard Nigerian songs once. Actually, not Nigerian songs, African. It was this guy, that Joanna song.
Okay.
That's the only song I heard on radio, and I was there for like 2 weeks. So I'm just thinking to myself, what exactly has there been a more widespread acceptance for Nigerian music in the US, that what, these guys who are in control of the NBA, like, what, we can have 3 artists from this country performing at something this big. I don't know.
So I want to guess. So I mean, I just feel like it's like you said, the last thing you said, the growth and the attention that, in quote, Afrobeat is gaining or has gained over time. I mean, the first time, the earlier times where they started getting these international deals, that was just like the beginning. That's okay. What's happening around this time? They're looking at the numbers from Africa and they think that this guy can be, some level of cash cow.
Right.
If we bring them in, and then over time they've looked at the numbers. They've seen that. I mean, the concerts everywhere. They've seen that these guys are actually like a big deal.
I mean, social media has played a role, though.
Absolutely, and social media is like a digital platform of this market, of the digital market, in that space, and that's the same thing that happens to music streaming. That's where you get people actually streaming the music as well. It's like when we used to have the Alaba distribution or Alaba,
illegal distribution network.
You understand what I'm saying? So at that time, even till now, if you're taking your music to Alaba, if your music is circulating in Alaba, people that are buying it are the actual physical people in traffic on the road. Do you understand? But now that movement, that whole power has been shifted to digital music, and then which is why we have the likes of.
But here's the thing: I wonder if that's the case in the US, because I think across all over the world, I mean, we make a lot of noise about streaming.
Yes,
decent, but I think the major push for music, it's still radio. It's still what we are doing here. So I wonder, but that's why I was saying to you like that when I was in the US and I didn't hear a lot of Nigerian music. I was okay. At that particular stage, it looked to me like, oh, we had gotten all of these deals, so why wasn't I hearing a lot of our music on their radio? Until today, I still think that's still the case in a way, So I just wonder, like, is the NBA rather, are they looking more at the online audience for their games now than for the physical ones?
Also, when you think about the NBA has a huge Nigerian presence. A few years ago, there were like 8 Nigerians or so drafted in one night into the NBA.
But those are Nigerians with
Not
quotation
exactly.
marks.
Precious Achua was born in Port Harcourt, so he is Nigerian. So I'm wondering, because that's part of it as well. Maybe that Nigerian appeal.
No, I don't think that one will actually will cut it. But I actually believe that it's it's everything. It's the Grammys. It's these guys. It's the music. A lot of them, they are also listening to the music. I mean, the what's it called? The impact is heavy across board as far as the station is concerned. I mean, I'm just still saying that if you have we're talking about DJ Khaled, who has one of the biggest songs in America as far as hip hop is concerned right now, and then you are seeing him at the Grammys, more or less worshipping Tems. Do you understand? And then we have a Grammy award-winning song, Future.
But does it also have something to do with that? When you listen to Tems sort of music and you listen to Burna Boy's sort of music, it's not exactly Nigerian in that sense. Burna Boy's music has a bit of that Caribbean flavor, right? Yeah. And then Tems is like alternate music, so it's not exactly Nigerian. Is that perhaps why their sound is so readily accepted?
What did you say about Rema, whose Calm Down is really Nigerian song actually?
Honestly, I don't know too much about Rema. I'm not gonna.
With Rema, we want to just maybe connect it to the collaboration with Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez is one of the what's it called when it comes to social media and
social media. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, there's a lot of social media things.
Very heavy there. Do you understand? This song was good, was great already in Nigeria. I mean, it had made its or he had done its time, or it was heavy in Nigeria, in terms of the impact, circulation, and acceptance. And then he now goes ahead to do that collaboration with Selena Gomez, who is also, the numbers actually skyrocketed from there. The impact was not only on the remix, on also the original record. And like I'm saying, the World Cup, everybody was watching the World Cup, and we are talking about a system where they just hear a record, and why are they playing this? And they just go to Shazam and they find the record, and before you know it, the numbers are just everywhere.
No, but here's the thing: is it possible what's actually happening instead? Well, I think we are talking about this as though it's a confirmation of the influence or the popularity of Nigerian music. What if what is actually happening? It's a push rather than a confirmation.
Yes, that's also possible. We cannot.
I don't think it can be this. I don't think it can be the same thing. I think that's either one or the other. That's I'm saying behind the scenes. Now, for us, it can be but I wonder if what's happening actually is
that way.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the case. People who the labels now, the American labels say, you know what, to get these guys who already have some kind of mentions here, to get them even more entrenched, let us put their music here so that more people will hear them. So maybe it's actually a push. Actually,
that too is possible.
That is possible. Okay, so Tayo says Burna Boy that Coachella wrote his name in small letters. Please please Odogu is international. Let him not come and seize the mic in the studio. Okay, and this one says Portable would soon be on the list. Let's watch this space. Okay,
How about?
okay. Okay, it would probably be a different kind of list, but all right. So the former US President Donald Trump has he wasn't too impressed with Rihanna's performance at the Super Bowl, and he says it's an epic fail.
I don't know. We all know when it comes to Donald Trump that in a rush is his thoughts and his mouth in a rush. Well. So, but I think it's a question of a matter of opinion. If that's how he feels about that performance, that's for him. I thought it was a great performance. I saw, and I really thought it was a good outing for her. And that's one. I've watched one of her interviews where she was saying that's what's left for her, or one of the things that she would love to do. And then look at it happening at this point in time. So I don't know how else she should have done it or how else it could have come out, but I don't think Donald Trump likes her anyway. I don't think she likes.
But I also think Donald has a point. Please, let's. I think for me, let's
this
just discuss
guy
the issue.
is a Donald Trump fan.
Nope.
So
Interesting.
Although to be honest, if you listen to hip hop music in the 90s, you kind of would admire Donald in a way, because a lot of the time his name was in their music anyway. Kanye had used them, Nelly had used them, but forget that. No, I think that's the thing is everybody has to admit that Rihanna's performance lacked a certain.
Everybody?
I said everybody, yes.
Has to admit.
Yes, has to admit. Let me finish the sentence, Zibby. Thank you.
Okay, because when I'm hearing everybody, I'm like...
Everybody has to admit that Rihanna's performance was subdued. If you have seen any, and I mean any Rihanna performance before, at least at some scale, she has all of these vigorous moves. They're not vigorous moves. Maybe because she's pregnant. That's one thing. Two, if you've seen any of the other Super Bowls, there's usually this moment where things just kind of like, what's the word? Explode. Exactly. We never got that with this. I'm not saying it's a bad performance, but I'm saying let's chill with the fandom. Fact of the matter is, this is not, in my own view, and it's not in the top 10 Super Bowl performances, where there's Prince, where there's MJ, where there's Beyonce.
Oh, come on now, that's a bit unfair.
So no,
try
I'm
to
not
put
saying, it is the same
Rihanna.
place. It is the same place.
No, these
The
people.
same
We're talking about
venue.
Michael Jackson. Come on.
I'm just telling you that no, but people are making it look as though I saw a list from Zibby or something where they put out number 3. I'm like, are you guys drunk? It's not just possible. So I'm not saying it's not an epic fail. Considering circumstances, it was a success. But let's not go overboard and think this was like a performance of all time. It is certainly not a performance of all time. It's not even close.
No, definitely not a performance of all time. But I don't think you cannot say it was a shabby performance. You cannot say it was a shabby outing.
I don't disagree.
The way that Donald Trump has painted it is not what it is. I disagree. You cannot. Like you said, we should not come here and start comparing the performance to the greats.
We will perform. We have to do that. I'm sorry.
No, we can't do that. No.
We will.
I don't think you should with those people.
Everyone
Look
is
at what
unique in
happened
their
last
own
year
way.
with them. What's it called, Dr. Dre and the rest. You can't expect that same force with Rihanna. And then when it comes to performance or the stagecraft and everything, maybe we should excuse it might be the pregnancy Do you understand? But even at that, you can't say it was a shabby performance. And like I said, the way Donald Trump has painted it is not what it is.
With
It's
the
like
Donald, once you have something not positive about the Donald, he's very rabble rouserish. So he's going to pick. So I think when it comes to the Donald, people just know, okay, this is the kind of person.
let's
he is.
also not forget
The
where
Donald.
where he made this comment, or where it was on his platform. He's also drawing attention to
Right.
to his platform. So
Okay, Tyre says Donald Trump should get pregnant and perform at his
Hey,
own Super Bowl.
way.
Heard she wasn't paid, but used it to promote her brand.
Nobody's paid for the Super Bowl.
We
FYI.
have to compare
Yes,
because
nobody's
if she
paid.
exceeded it, we would talk about it. All right, let's take a break and we'll continue the conversation. This is The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1.
Hey, dude, what's up? Whoa, dude, you look tired.
You are a Trump supporter? But it's so weird because black people
I don't
love
even.
Trump
I don't
back
even
then.
No, I just
mind.
said
I don't
it's
even
so
mind.
weird.
I'm not
I
Trump
just
supporter,
said
but I don't even mind. I don't mind.
I'm not
like
saying.
Trump.
I mean, it's not the fact that he's a Trump supporter.
Don't
Yeah.
mind. Don't mind James.
No, but back then,
Always
black
can
people
just be on
loved
that.
Trump.
Can
He
just
was
be on the
like
left side.
the
You can just
poster
choose.
It's
child.
not true.
But
Who's
it's
that?
weird how things just suddenly changed.
Who is that?
Because black people loved Trump. He was
No,
like
you can't say
the
black people. You can just
black
say some.
entertainers loved Trump.
No,
They did.
I don't know.
They do.
There was
Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me.
Like,
That's
Donald
Mary
Trump
for
was
Conte
like,
Grammar
yeah,
2000.
this is what I want to be. Start from the bottom now here. Donald Trump was
2010,
the
Kanye West,
poster child of what they wanted to be.
on my black.
But then he wasn't a politician, so
Exactly.
it was about his money.
he was all about his money and he wasn't talking too much. All
He
these
was
black
always talking- he was
celebs
always
attacking
talking-
him.
he was
They
always
were
talking
always on
much.
his shows.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what I'm
used to
saying.
love that show. I'm not even
It
kidding.
was
The
about money.
Apprentice.
Yeah. Like the regular versions, the celeb versions, I watched it closely.
TV is how Trump became president now. TV.
That's true. The guy knows how to work a screen and a
does.
mic. The guy has that gift. Oh wow.
Like he doesn't care. Talk your talk. He doesn't. Donald doesn't care. He will just tell you how he feels. But I feel like if you check the history, or if you check, go back into the news, you might just see that maybe Rihanna does not support. Rihanna said something.
Oh yes.
No,
Just
she
a
did.
lot
She
of
did.
times. So and then
She
you
painted
can-
one thing, something, they fucked Donald Trump or something.
You
or
understand?
something,
So and then you can go ahead and just come back for her.
When he gets a chance,
Conspirator.
he will just strike.
Yeah.
All right, we're going on. You're listening to The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Okay, it's 8:34, and as always, we love it when you are a part of the conversation. Let us know what your thoughts are. 0809 444 981. James, Oris, and Zibby. And this message coming through is from Xavier, and he says, Oris the conspirator. I'm not surprised that Oris aligns with that former president that doesn't know anything. Rihanna's performance.
Xavier is certainly a hater, but I understand.
Rihanna's performance was more than average. She's pregnant. If you check her previous performances, she's not really been high up there as regards energy like Beyonce, J-Lo, Shakira. Even her videos are not so vigorous. So that white man and Oris should get pregnant and perform. Let's see how well they
Oris already
do.
said the thing, that maybe it was because of that, but the fact of the matter is, it's not a great performance. It's not an all-time great performance. It's just sorry,
Okay.
Xavier.
All right, let's go on to a story from South Africa. Now, the South African police are saying evidence gathered so far has led them to believe that the rapper AK was actually assassinated.
Really?
I don't understand.
Really? I was like, how is this? How? Please tell me, how is this what you discovered? Everybody who has seen the video, even before the video came, people already assumed that's exactly what has happened. So I just like, what is wrong with? Is it Nigerian police that we don't have there?
But also, another thing we should also look at. Sometimes the media can be funny with their reporting. You understand? I don't know if it will be from Nigeria or the
South African media.
Yeah, so because it's funny the way the tone of that report is just all shades of funny. So I mean, but we also have to note that the guy, update on that story, and I'm also quite surprised. Did you guys talk about it on Tuesday?
Yes, we did.
Okay, great. He'll be buried on the 17th, on the 17th of February, on the 18th of February, sorry.
Now, his father has actually told people to stop speculating on social media because once he passed, first they said it was his ex-fiance's father that was responsible for a hit, and then they said it was one of his friends who gave a signal. The person appeared to be stretching in the video I saw, but they said, oh, maybe it's this friend that did it. So there's a lot of speculation and people are pointing fingers. And this is the sort of thing that could lead to some sort of reprisal attacks if people keep speculating without the police saying it. But the police has now confirmed that it was an assassination. Really sad stuff, though.
Really, no, it's really, really, I don't know, man. The news really kind of shook me. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, but I think when famous people die, I think it brings the reality of death a lot closer. You know, it's like something between a family member and a stranger. It's not quite the same, you know. It's like that distance. I feel like people are famous are somewhere in the middle of that. That's how you feel this death. I was just surprised, like, oh, okay.
Wow.
I mean, may so rest in peace.
Amen to that. And let's move on to social media again, speculating this time. Now, coming off Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, some people are wondering about who should possibly have the next Super Bowl halftime show. Now, a lot of people are saying perhaps Usher would be a perfect candidate to all that honor. But someone says, nah, Usher doesn't have it in him.
What nonsense. What nonsense. I can't believe that. I can't believe anybody would think that way. Maybe somebody was born like 2005. Because how will you live through My Way? She left it My Way.
How do you live through 8701?
Live through Confessions.
As a whole.
Confessions. That would the Confessions album. It's 701. I'm just like, how is that possible? This is no, please. Even the other one, Climax.
Yes.
The one with that one had that thing with him and with the Weeknd like a few years ago.
Wow.
And the one can dance. He still can dance.
I think Usher doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is time between his last big great record and today. I think that's the real issue because how can you forget Usher? This man was like king for like a 15-year period, man.
Wow. Not only can he
but
sing.
R&B too. It's also okay. I think that's part of the problem too is that R&B hasn't received. It's not dead, but it feels like it's in its last legs.
Right.
So that's part of the problem as well. The genre as a whole needs somebody who shakes up the scene. For the past few years, it's been hip hop and pop, of course, which never dies anyway.
Right.
You know, those two genres. So it feels people who do a lot of music in those genres get this huge publicity. R&B, you know, we have people who are really good, but not quite mainstream entirely. People like her, you know, for instance.
Her is amazing.
Yeah, so people like that need maybe some more time to become really, really global figures. Unlike the pop stars who are,
you don't need to do too much.
Immediately they are like, you know, they are famous. So I think that's part of the problem. So people forget that this man had this period where R&B was on top, and he was on top of the R&B pile. It's just amnesia.
If Usher was going to have a versus, who would be a worthy competitor for Usher? Because I remember Jaheim said that sometime last year, and they ran Jaheim off social media.
We are not even going to countenance that. The person who probably would have is in jail.
Oh!
The person who should have, you know, who could have given him a bit of a run.
That jailbird seems like he's in a league of his own, though.
No, I agree. I'm just saying somebody who at least, you know, can stand.
Right.
There's only him. There's only him. So I can't think of endless, because think about it. People like his peers, Cisco, out of the way, Genuine, out of the way, Tyrese Knight, movie star. You know, so
Tyrese
really,
never.
Yeah, so exactly. So it was always going to be that guy who is in jail. That's really the only person who would have given this guy a run, because look at the hits, man.
That's true.
Look at the records.
Okay, no, I mean not
nobody else.
Maybe not in the league, but I just want to mention Chris Brown. Just to mention Chris.
No, yeah, you're right. Exactly. Not his peer, but yes, Chris. No, but it's entirely true. If you take away the generation difference. Chris is king.
Think about it.
Chris is king.
Chris.
Mine knows the generation. He is.
Chris
king.
is all right, but I do think Chris is a bit overrated. Oh, that's just me. I think Chris is a bit overrated.
No. I think Chris has
I
also.
feel like we can have this discussion for a long
honestly
time.
Speaking,
Chris has at least 25 legitimate hits. 25 at the least. At
Fuck.
the
I don't know,
least.
Chris. I think Chris doesn't have the likability factor.
I agree.
No,
No,
okay,
yes,
yes,
that's
yes,
no,
I
of
can
course,
see that.
certainly. So maybe
I can see
a
that.
versus that was purely on radio, not
Everything
video.
else.
Yes, if you needed to see them, Usher's charm would win the day, of course.
Mm.
You know, but I think it's not even fair because of the generational difference too.
That is true. Ian says the person that made that remark about Usher not being able to do the Super Bowl needs to apologize on international TV. They say we should forgive and move on, so I have forgiven that person, but he or she shouldn't ever try that remark again. The forgiveness won't come so easy next time. And this message is from Tokoni Douglas. Tokoni says Joe would give Usher a good run.
What?
Neo would give Usher a good run. I'm
What?
singing and dancing. Neo.
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 I laugh.
See, funny thing is that
Neo?
I was gonna
I
say
laugh.
Neo, but in my head told me that behave
Nah.
yourself. Not Neo, I don't think so.
Joe sounds amazing.
No, it's not true.
But
Joe,
how
about
Joe,
Joe?
Joe has a single album. My Name is Joe. That we can say, you know what? Maybe you take 6 or 7 songs from
That one was nice.
Then the
though.
one before
It's a
that,
classic.
Mm.
yeah, that one. You know, I think the one before, the one that has Love Scene, maybe a few songs.
Oh, my
But
name is
really-
Joe. What's the other one called? I'm trying to think of the name of that album.
The one that had Good Girls, right? I can't remember the name, actually.
Oh, okay, it's not coming.
But
But
yeah, My Name is Joe is the only album he has that you can say
vocally,
legitimately.
Joe can take on Usher. I think Joe
Vocally?
vocally would have taken on the guy in jail.
No, I don't know.
Nah, just don't touch that guy in jail.
That guy is,
Don't touch
just
that
leave
guy.
him where he is.
Yes, go
That's
ahead.
what
You're
it is.
saying.
The guy in jail is in the league of his own, like we said. But consider like what's it called? Like what we said. He But Joe really I don't know
Joe
who just
How
reminded
many
me of
hits?
Joe. You probably have almost forgot.
No, but Joe has hits though.
He
Joe
does,
has
I
but
don't
hits.
know, but it's like 3 of them.
No, I can get okay, maybe because I'm a Joe fan, so I can list.
Don't worry,
a
I
lot.
can also
Me
list
too,
it.
I'm
also a
But
Joe
it's
fan,
not
you know.
more than 3, I can assure you.
No, come
It is
on.
not more than 3.
I mean, let's put some respect on Joe's name. Choma Ezechiku, and these comments are coming from our YouTube live stream, says, how else do you want a pregnant person to perform? It's not Irabo, his name is Oris. So please,
Okay.
Oris, catch Oris. Yeah, that's his handle. You can catch him on social media as well. Patrick says, I agree completely. Everybody was hyped because it's Rihanna. This performance doesn't make the top 5 Super Bowl performance.
Yes.
And Choma
Right.
says,
Top 10.
when judging Rihanna, let us put it side by side with any pregnant women and their past performances. And Patrick Eder says Beyonce actually performed pregnant one time. It was superb, so let's not use pregnancy to dilute
I think
Rihanna's
that was,
average performance.
MTV.
It was an award show,
MTV,
yeah. But then Rihanna is not exactly someone that prances around and does a lot. She's more central with her
but
moves.
we have the wine, exactly. But we didn't get that, did we?
Well, she's pregnant. How is she supposed to be whining?
That's what I'm saying. That's all the point. Whatever you want to say is the physiological condition of this lady. The fact of the matter is the performance wasn't top 10. It's that
Okay.
simple.
And Daisy says that guy in jail. Oh my God, lol. And Patrick says you have to extend the show by 30 minutes to have this Chris Brown
Thank you,
argument.
Patrick.
Chris Brown
A code there for
overrated.
you.
What? Dare Akonde says R. Kelly. Oops, the guy in jail is number 1 from 90s to the noughties. Then Mary J, Usher, Joe, and others. Let's see what messages are coming through. Tokoni says Usher would deliver an exceptional Super Bowl performance. I absolutely agree. Mayowa says Chris Brown will give Usher a good run. The guy in jail will go against Mariah Carey. Okay,
a good
Nee
point.
says Joe doesn't have that much hits. Nobody's touching Usher. He was a world star when Beyonce and her Destiny's Child were even dreaming of being
True.
stars. Ian says, Joe, can Joe dance? The only song of his I can remember is I Want to Know. Then
That's exactly. That's
you
the
need
point.
to explore more music. I would, like all the things. That's
Which
like one of the best songs in the world.
It is not a legitimate hit. You like the song, but it's not a legit hit. I want to know that guy is correct. Maybe the instructor, the one with Mystical. Finish. There's
Oh,
nothing
another
else.
guy in jail, or who should at least be in jail.
He just got out. He's just getting out. Isn't
And
it?
then he'll go and do the same thing again. Xavier says, God will judge the three of you in that studio. All is that man in jail. All right. Well, that is all the time that we have for the Grapevine this morning. Oris?
Yes, we have the James and Oris show on YouTube. So
yeah.
please check us out.
All right. That's all the time that we have. Thank you for being with us. Maybe I should be a guest on your podcast one time. And then we can
Yes,
have this Chris
yes,
Brown and
yes.
Usher battle.
We should do it.
Yes, we'll do it. Do stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.